Well, hello, everyone. And I trust you're having a wonderful Friday. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. For those of you who don't know me, of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting. No, I didn't make any flashy announcement. No, I just jumped on. Sometimes you feel the mood, as they say, the spirit, and you just jump on in. So happy Friday to everybody. So the reason why I'm on today, just as a reminder, this is the last Friday in September, and then we're headed to October. This is the last Friday of third quarter. Then we're headed into fourth quarter. A lot of you are looking forward to breaks. A lot of you are looking forward to the holidays and all that good stuff. But if you have a book, you're in the book business. And so if you have a business, you know this is where you're okay, how am I going to finish strong? How am I going to make sure that the product that I have moves? If you're like me, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, have been now for 7 years. But the grace of God, I've been in business almost 18. It'll be 18 February 2026. And that is a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, quarterly, daily. I'm doing it all the time because I'm thinking about my business at all times. I'm concentrating on my business. I'm focusing on it. I'm thinking about it. What am I going to do next? Where am I headed next? Somebody just contacted me about something in 2026, and then they contacted me stuff for fourth quarter. And unless it's a local event or something I can jump in a car and get to relatively quickly, I'm done for it. Everything's planned out for 2025. I started really my 25 planning mid-year 2024. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but that's the reason why I do what I do and I'm able to do what I do. And that's the reason why I want to teach you and get you in that habit of knowing, okay, this is where I should be, this is where I'm going to be. Oh my goodness, what should I be doing now? And I know my disclaimer, I know life's and life does what it does, and a lot of unexpected things can happen, and you have to shift things around. But the old saying says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, in my estimation, you're never a failure. It's just a lesson you learned. That's just a saying about failure, and we don't ascribe to that because anything we have happen, it is a lesson that we learned. We know not to go down that street again. We know not to do that again, or we know something needs to happen on our end, or something needs to happen on their end, or we're not ready, they're not ready. We learned. And then not only do we learn how to teach other people not to, don't go, don't spend, don't buy. Here's a better way, here's an easier way. So if you plan to really in your mind to be at a certain place, and I want to, unless you put words on paper, unless you put action with it, unless you make some phone calls, send some emails, ask some friends, ask people who are in this business, it'll only be in your mind. It'll only be a fantasy. It'll always be there. Now, some things at this recording, I know I need to get done before December 31st. There are some things I know is not until already. I know I'm not going to get to that until 2027. That won't happen until 20. Some things I know I have to get done before Tuesday. And so therefore that planning and preparation time happens all the time. The moving and the reprioritizing projects happens all the time. And I do that pretty well. But I don't like to work in hyper hyper last minute mode. I'll shift some things around and move some things around if an emergency arises. But the natural procrastinator, unless it's something I really don't want to do, a natural procrastinator, I'm not. I'm really not. I already put plans on my calendar for October 2026. Yeah, it's a year, October 2025. I haven't come here, and I already have something on my calendar for October 2026. And unless something happens major in the world or in my life, I'll be there. I'll be there. So if you do not put forth any effort for planning, for preparation, for pursuits, then some of those things, those goals and dreams and aspirations that you have may not. I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying that they won't come in on time. I'm not saying that you'll be delayed, but it will not happen as smooth as if you planned for it, if you prepared for it, if you had an emergency fund. When the tire comes and you have to replace it with $250 tire, you'll have it. It when you plan for those kinds of things. Now, death, sudden loss of job, shut down, COVID. Who plans for that? We didn't plan for that. But there are some things in life that you can't see the handwriting on the wall. Daniel, the king said he saw the hand writing on the wall, and that's still to this day. Some things you can see. Okay, wait a minute. Who moved my cheese? What? Wait a minute. Something has happened. So planning needs to happen. Number one, you need to figure out when that is, when that time is for you. Some people, it's midnight. Me, I'm asleep. I don't even know who I am at midnight. Me, I'm an early riser. I was awake this morning at 4 o'clock, six, two. I'm an early girl. I go to bed early. I like to be in there by 7 if I can. 8, maybe 9 if I have a class. But I like that. I like to be when it's quiet, when nothing's going on, when the phone's not ringing. So planning time has to be a part of your life. Preparation has to be a part of that too. Whether you have a book or not, it's just a part of living. Preparation for death, preparation for illness, preparation with insurance, etc. It's across the board. And I know you're thinking, Julia's a publisher, she's wanting us to write a book. Yeah, I think everybody needs a book. Everybody's got a story. But what if you don't have a book? What if you sell body butters? What if you do t-shirts? What if you sell clothes? What if you, I don't know, sell dolls? What if you have and everybody's going to need a side hustle. Everybody's going to need something else because a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. We're going to need gifts. Everything's going to have to be moving and shaking in this climate that we're in. So preparation for that, what does that look like? Are you crocheting at midnight? Are you crocheting at 6 o'clock in the morning? When are you working on that other thing that's not your 9 to 5? When the kids are asleep, when the husband's in bed, and when the dog is not barking, it don't need to be let out. Preparation is really key. Planning is really key. Before I retired, the first year, I'm like, okay, when can I get out of this? I was only in elementary school 12 years, but I was planning like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. I'm in my 40s. Okay, when can I get out of here? When can I leave here? In my mind, and I was always preparing for that. After that first year, I'm like, oh, okay, this is not it. And it's not changing schools because you go from, as they say, from here to another frying pan. It's still the same operation. It's still the same industry. So how can I get out? And I went into planning mode then. I went into preparation mode then. I went into informing myself then because I knew this is not where I want to be now. This is where I need to be right now for bills, a job, etc., and insurance and a pension and all that. But I don't know. I was preparing to get out of there. No matter what the pension check was, I was like, this is not my whole life. I cannot put everything. That's just me. Other people, my sister, ooh, school is everything, but school wasn't everything for me. And so therefore, I had to prepare for it. And then I had to be in hot pursuit, smoking and bandit, hot pursuit. I had to go for it. I knew my time had to be redistributed, where I spent my time, what I did with my time. My time was most important because I knew 7 to 9 hours a day I was going to be either getting from, coming home from. 7 hours I was going to be 7 to 8 hours in the building. Okay, so 9 hours of the day of the 24 I knew was going to be dedicated to school. So the other, what is that, 15 hours, I had to figure out, okay, wait a minute, how am I going to maximize that? And half of that time I'm asleep. So the other half of that time, okay, how am I going to move forward to pursue my goals and dreams and aspirations? So do you plan and prepare? Or are you just flying by the seat of your pants? Are you actively pursuing? Sometimes it's just small steps. Sometimes it's baby steps. If you got small children, you got elementary school children, they're not going to be elementary school children at age and babies and diapers forever. But you have to understand, I only can do small steps. I don't have a big village. I don't have a support group. So you have to do little steps, little things toward some things. I 2024, I did 40 events. Well, if I had little children and all that, I couldn't participate in all them events. I couldn't go all them places. I could do all that travel. It's just me and Mr. Royston. But I live a different life. But I still don't, still not out to not plan and prepare for the family you have. You have an elderly parent you're taking care of. Caregiving is work. Is a lot of work, hard work sometimes, especially if they have a debilitating disease, something, or it's just work. Going to doctor's appointments is a lot, and even when your parent, like mine, thank God, is doing very very well. Don't play with her. She'll. She's 85 and doing her thing, but we still are concerned. We still are planning. We're still preparing. We're still in hot pursuit of a high quality of life. So do you plan, prepare, or flying by the seat of your pants? I don't know. That's for you to decide and you to determine. But if you need help, this is the last call for this class. So I have a book business malls profit master class that's coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow. My business coach used to say, or still does say, millionaires make swift decisions. So are you in? Are you out? Visit bookbusinessboss.com, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. 3 hours. We're going to take the time to devote to that. Now, the replay will be up in the next week after that. If you're like, I can't come and I would love to be there, I would love to participate, fine. You can get it later or you can register now and I can send you the replay and all the materials that go along with it. There's handouts, there's ebooks, there's a lot of materials that go along with it. And I'm going to be providing that for you, as well as the training and the guidance that goes along with it, so that not only can you, for this fourth quarter and first quarter, you can get in the habit of doing this. You'll have the tools and resources to get in the habit of doing that planning and preparation. You'll get in the habit of doing it, because now I wake up every morning and I'm like, okay, what do I have to get done today? What do I need to write on today? What do I need to publish on? Who do I need to respond to? What emails do I need to check? I have everything on my phone too as well. So, what invoices do I need to send out and reminders or whatever? What does that look like for me for today? Not to mention next week, not to mention next month where I got to travel to, etc. And what's happening through the end of the year. It is. That's just the way it is. And the planning and preparation and pursuit stage is something that's a cycle. It happens constantly. And you must get in the habit of doing that. And then you'll be, there's a lot of times but a lot of times I'm not. A lot of times I already started some things. I've written some books and started some documents and working on websites and all that. I just need to tidy up and finish. I got one I'm rolling out on Tuesday. So it's the planning, preparation, and pursuit stage. I'm thankful for the brain that I have, and I want to train you how to do it too. That's a part of my legacy. That's a part of what I pour into not only the next generation behind me, but the generation that I'm in. and the generation ahead of me who didn't have those tools and resources. I was born in an entrepreneurial household. Excuse me. I was born in business and now in books and librarianship and publishing and all of that. It is a lot. But one of the things that I feel like is important and a call for me and a purpose for me is to teach others. I was called to teach. Public school system, that's a conversation for another day. I enjoyed it, whatever the days I was there and the impact I had, but this is my lane. Incoming voice call. This is my lane. This is where I'm supposed to be. Book Business Boss Profit Masterclass. Let's sit down. Let's plan it out. Let's map it out. Let's get a strategy. What does it look like for you? Everybody in the class is not going to have the same plan, not going to have the same directions, but you need to have a map. MapQuest was years ago, but you need to have a map for you and your life. How fast you move is left up to you. The direction you head is left up to you. But let's plan it together. Visit bookbusinessboss.com, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We start right on time. I got 3 hours packed. We're going to be working this out. This is a working masterclass. This is a working, planning, preparing. Let's go back to our why and then head to our next. And our next, and some of them no's you've gotten, you're like, they said no. Well, then we got to move on to the next. We can't worry about the no. We got to worry about the next. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. I hope that blesses you. Share this. Let other people know how this could bless them and help them. I'll be sharing more. I've got other classes coming up too as well. On October 14th is the Social Media for Authors class. I know authors are like, I don't like social media. I don't want to. RoystonClasses.com. Meet me there, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then October 9th through the 12th, I'll be at booth B88 at look for us around Bank Street and Market Street in New Albany for Harvest Homecoming. My first time coming out there. So stop by and see us. Okay, October 9th through the 12th. Otherwise, join me online. Book Business Boss Masterclass tomorrow, 11 a.m. Meet me there. Register. BookBusinessBoss.com. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Have a great Friday.